to serve.
Welcome back. Talking some hoops now. Milwaukee trying to make good on their promise to Giannis that they'd retool the roster after coming up short again last season. So they've reportedly agreed to deals for Jrue Holiday and Bogdanovic as the focus now shifts to Giannis signing his 5-year Supermax extension. And with that, we welcome in Broussard. But Nick, I want to start with you. Is adding Holiday and Bogdanovic enough for Giannis to stay, sign that Supermax there?
Well, I told Broussard this off the air yesterday, and good to see you, Chris, that what I was hearing is that Milwaukee and the league believes that Giannis is going to sign the Supermax when offered. And to me, this move is just further confirmation of it. Because they gave up, pick-wise, what the Lakers gave up for Anthony Davis. They gave up 3 firsts and 2 swaps for Jrue Holiday. There is no chance you do that, Broussard, unless you are fully confident that Giannis is going to stay there. Because if Giannis were to leave, then those picks become super valuable. So I didn't want to go on television yesterday and say that I was hearing Giannis is going to sign the Supermax, but I'll do it today because now there's further confirmation. Giannis, I believe, and I've been told the league believes, is not only strongly leaning towards, but is all but decided to sign that Supermax in Milwaukee. I think the Bucks know that, Chris, which is why they were okay laying out this type of future risk to sign Holiday, who, by the way, is on an expiring contract. Where if Giannis were to leave, Holiday could also leave, and the Bucks would be totally ruined. So I think Giannis is staying, and whether it's enough or not for them to win a title, we can discuss. But Broussard, I'm hearing he's staying, and I believe he's staying.
No, I hear you with these moves. It certainly makes sense. And Giannis has always said that he wants to stay in Milwaukee, that he loves it there. Here's what I say. If he really wants to be there and he's happy, then by all means sign, and I will applaud you for doing what makes you happy. But if there is an inkling of doubt in his mind, if there is a thought of, you know, maybe this doesn't work out and I need to go somewhere where I can win a championship, then don't sign. This is not about, don't worry about will it be a distraction for this entire season. It won't. LeBron James played twice on the last year of a contract, Cleveland and Miami, without it being a distraction. Kawhi Leonard played in Toronto without it being a distraction on the last year of a deal, and by the way, won a championship. Kyrie Irving did it in Boston, and that wasn't the main distraction. If you come out and your team plays well, and you play and you show, Kyrie was a distraction for other reasons, not because it was the last year of his deal. But if Giannis comes out and plays like his heart is all in this season, winning a championship, even though he's in the last year of his deal, it won't be a distraction. And by the way, first practice of the regular season, you say, look, I'm not talking about this. I am trying to win a championship. I love it here in Milwaukee. I love the moves we made. I am all in. And then shut it down and it's over.
But Broussard, can they win a title this year? I mean, is this a title team with the reported additions of Holiday and Bogdanovic? Is it enough to go all the way?
They improved, there's no question. They can win a championship, but this is not the type of major blockbuster move that makes you go, oh, they're the definite favorites. No, look, I like what both guys had. Jrue is arguably the best defensive guard in the league. Bogdanovic can shoot it, can go off the dribble. He's tough. You know, here's a question mark. Mike Budenholzer. And I like Bud as a coach. I've voted for him as coach of the year before. However, he's been the #1 seed 3 times and yet never been to the finals. Atlanta 60 wins, swept by LeBron in Cleveland. We get that. But Milwaukee, you lose to Toronto 4 straight games in the playoffs. And then last year was a flat-out embarrassment against the 5th-seeded Miami Heat. So let's see what Bud is made of come playoff time. But they got a chance. They can win it all. But I am not picking. You can't pick them just based on this move.
Yeah. I mean, no, they cannot win a championship. I mean, adding second-tier players and thinking that you're going to get it done is not going to happen. and it's because of Giannis, not because of Jrue Holiday. Jrue is he's a really good player, as we all know, respected in the league. This dude can shut down any type of guard. He's great at adjusting and being able to adapt to any situation, any team he's on. So for that reason, yes, they got better. But at the end of the day, this is about Giannis. Giannis, you know, in today's NBA, you got to be able to shoot. He can't shoot. He can't create once his first option is taken away from him. If he can develop, then we can have this conversation. So this is less about who they're adding and more about the development of Giannis for me, because this guy, he's a beast, but he doesn't have the type of game that can literally win a championship. And that's what you see when you look at the last couple years from LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. Like, those guys are just different.
So, Brandon, I'm going to disagree. I think this is the perfect move for them. Because when you could shut down Giannis, we looked around in the bubble and it's like, I don't know. It's really Chris Middleton. And then you start to get a little bit sparse. You're like, all right, Dante, Villanova time for you, buddy. Okay, George Hill, turn back the clock, time for you. Let's see something. And it just never happened. To me, Broussard, this is the opposite of like the Harden to Brooklyn move. This isn't like coming in and putting a huge piece. This is just coming in and putting like nice complementary pieces. And Nick, I'll throw it to you. You know that I love the point differential that the Bucks had all this year. If Budenholzer decides to sort of like pump up Giannis's minutes, which I know you have been preaching, give Giannis some more minutes, start to prepare them for the playoffs. I think they're very dangerous.
So I agree with you, Wilds, Brandon, but I think Brandon had it exactly right, but I disagree with the conclusion. I think Brandon was 100% correct that this is about Giannis, but the conclusion that because it's about Giannis, they can't win the title, I disagree with entirely. And here's what I mean. Giannis is 25 years old. He is not, it's unbelievable. It's true. Look it up. He's not done improving. He is going to get better. The key for Milwaukee, though, is not the addition of Jrue Holiday and Bogdanovich, even though I like those and it makes them better. The key is to remove the sentence Wilds uttered. When Giannis gets shut down, who else can make shots? Do you know what the best players on championship teams do? They never get shut down. LeBron hadn't been shut down in a playoff series in a decade. Durant does not get shut down in playoff series, right?
That's fair.
Like, the best guys in the league don't get shut down in playoff series. That's the key for Giannis. Giannis has to evolve. He must improve. He must learn some type of mid-range threat. That's the key to Milwaukee. And so I agree with Brandon that as presently constituted, if Giannis is the same player, it doesn't matter adding Jrue Holiday and Bogdanovich. But I think if Giannis can evolve, Brandon, which I think at 25 years old we should expect him to evolve, then Milwaukee absolutely has the pieces around him to win a championship.
Yeah, it's a big challenge.
Well,
Chris,
you mentioned.
I mean, tell me if I'm wrong here.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Developing, we've seen people get better as far as on the perimeter and shooting the ball. But we talk about being able to beat guys off the dribble. He can do that, but when that first option is taken away from him, what does he have? I don't know. You maybe tell me over the last 10 years what guy improved when they were driving to the basket. Now, I think guys are more efficient. They learn how to be more efficient dribbling the ball or being able to be more effective. But as far as like just thinking this guy's going to come in and develop off the dribble, I just don't see that happening. Now, will his shot develop? Absolutely. But he's missing a huge part of a game, and that's being able to get to the basket anytime he wants. You got to have 2, 3, 4 different options in your